which is when you are writing a script, what character is in your head that you feel most comfortable writing for, that you're like, I am this guy, I have his voice?
I think I have Two Bits' voice.
Go ahead.
I feel like I recognize Two Bits. I know a lot of guys who want to do the right thing, but sometimes they struggle. But they have a lot of humor in spite of their situation. But I also feel like I have Jefferson's voice and Lala's voice too. So, but I like Two Bits. I feel like Two Bits is a character that I know a lot of Two Bits. I grew up with a lot of Two Bits.
Speaking to Lala, can you speak to how kind of his arc in the season? He's kind of started out as this kind of gray character. He knew that he didn't really want to be who he is, but he has no choice but to be who he is. But now he's kind of going a little bit darker. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
I think it's, he's devolved a little bit into a bad guy, which is, those are the type of stories you can tell in superhero shows. But he came, he was one of Jefferson's top students many years ago, and it's just interesting to see how people who are talented, smart, sometimes they can't overcome their environment or the opportunities they have. And, ultimately that's our thought about Lala, is that he's a guy who perhaps in a different circumstance may have been a leader in business. It is to some extent his fault, but, it's also the environment, certainly didn't help the choices he made and the path he's gone down. But he's trying to do the best. He's actually trying, it's interesting though, he's being the best that he can be, at being this bad guy.
Right.
So it's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right.
Gotcha.
So what's been your favorite episode to work on?
To work on, in terms of, I like the episodes you write, pour yourself into. So, I like the 2 episodes I wrote, 4 and 10. Honestly, I like all the episodes. I feel like, I've been working in TV a long time, and this is the first show that I've really got to use my voice as opposed to, imitating another voice, which is what TV writing is usually about. And, all these people on the show I recognize, and so I have an affinity, a connection to all the episodes because I recognize all of the characters in the show.
Can you talk about your experience in this writer's room specifically? Because as opposed, look at all your writing credits, even go like Sons of Anarchy. There's obviously you've been in diverse writing rooms, but this might be something that's a little bit more special given the material.
Well, I would say usually the diverse writing room is before was me. So usually it's me and a bunch of other white men.
Right.
There are a few other rooms where they'd have, but they haven't been as diverse as I would like. And this is the first room where there's a certain level of conversation I don't have to have when I talk about ideas. And there's also a certain type of story that I can tell that I haven't had the opportunity to tell before on any of the other shows that I've written. And so, I don't know, it's great. Whether it's a lesbian story or a Latino story or an Asian story or obviously African American story, I haven't been able to tell those stories this way until now.
Okay.
Actually, can you kind of describe the process of bringing Condon on and explaining the character bias to him? Because he's one of the more fascinating villains that I've ever seen in DCTV.
Yeah, I think Marvin has been amazing in the way he's portrayed Tobias, and I think he just got it. We told him that Tobias is a self-hating albino African American. So it's like, wow, that's a lot to kind of,
right.
Unpack. And Marvin, who didn't have a big acting background, but he is a very accomplished rapper, he just attacked him like he would attack a lyric. And he would, journal about the character, talk to us about the character, and also bring some of his own personal life as a person, albino, to the story. And the things that he went through, as a younger person. And so it's been a conversation since the beginning, and Marvin just really kind of made sure that he understood where Tobias was coming from. and some of the things he could understand just from the way he grew up.
Right.
It's an authenticity that he brings to the character that I think we all bring to the show, which has served us well.
Can you speak a little bit about, in the panel you guys talked about how the Tuskegee Experiment affected or basically inspired this story. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just think we all know that, or at least those of us in the room felt that throughout American history, African American lives haven't been valued as much as other lives. And the Tuskegee Experiment is just a real blatant example of that. We think that the way that African American lives aren't valued now is a little less blatant, but it's still the same result. And so our thought was, how can we show it in a very clear way? And so we just kind of updated the Tuskegee Experiment with green light.
I just want to ask about Alvin, Jefferson's father. I feel like his work has laid a lot of groundwork so far for the show, but I feel like this won't be the last that we'll hear of his research. Will this be true for the upcoming season?
Well, I think Alvin is always going to play a big part in terms of Jefferson is who he is because of his father. And his father, the type of man he was, the work that he did, it illuminated everything that Jefferson does. It laid the groundwork for who Jefferson is. And so it's always going to play a part in what Jefferson does and how he interacts with the community and the lessons he teaches his own kids. So yeah, it's going to play a big role. I don't know if we're overtly say that this came from Alvin, but we always think about where Jefferson came from.
As a kind of more of a fun off the wall question, I think in Tony's original run of Black Lightning, there was a cameo of Superman that shows up, and obviously he's probably off limits. But did you guys think about because there was a story where he came to where Black Lightning was. So is that something that's
we've talked about some of those things, but for now we have so much to unpack that we just can't. We don't know.
Okay.
I think what Salim said about Batman, even that is a challenge. But we have so many. Like we have 3 superheroes on our show. Plus we have the family drama, and so it's a lot. We don't have the space to deal with the other superheroes. There's 3 Superman shows anyway, so what we like about our shows, we're different. So, yeah.
Thank you.